in the CRC Pro MMA Super Bantamweight Division. This fight is sponsored by Genesis Labs. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Samson Martial Arts Corp. Please welcome Dylan Sheehan. Representing Fantom Team Dublin, please welcome Pawel Politylo.
Three 5-minute rounds. We are on their way. Touch of gloves. Sheehan opens up with the leg kick. Almost like a rangefinder, just to see the reactions.
Real physique difference here. The slimmer kind of Sheehan. And
Sheehan just cut off balance there, and nice knee on the inside. Politylo. Sheehan tried to answer with an uppercut, but just missed. Seems to be a bit of a speed difference here.
Yeah, quite flat-footed Sheehan, I'm very surprised to see. And tough guy and experience, but got caught a little flat there, and he's straight down into the guard here. Has a dangerous guard, Sheehan, so Politylo needs to respect that. You can see him trying to make the angle here already. He's trying to secure and tie up the arms here of Politylo, who has the takedown position, but
good head position as well by Politylo, just forcing his head under the chin here as Sheehan, making life uncomfortable. Trying to step over, advances position to half guard.
Sheehan looking for arm bar or triangle here, but he's not going to get it from there.
Nice up kick by Sheehan.
Nice up kick, and Politylo looking to pass. Needs to be careful, needs to respect Sheehan's guard. Like I said, Sheehan is a dangerous guard, and he looks to use it constantly. And Politylo's a real kind of tiger. He kind of gets stuck in straight off the bat, and he really keeps a high pace and a high energy in his fights. We've seen that in his amateur career.
Sheehan looking for the arm here again, maybe.
It's a nice attempt, but it's It's going to be stuffed, but Polito's still not out. He still needs to square up his hips.
Excellent work by Sheehan. Is the arm in there? Just expect the slam, and Polito slams.
Make it deeper here. I think he's made be in more trouble perhaps than you think.
Sheehan just trying to extend it.
I think Polito is out at this stage, but Sheehan readjusting. Yeah, he's out.
But again, Sheehan making Polito think on the mat here. He's telling him, you're not having it all your own way on top. I can put you in danger too.
Yeah, he needs to be careful about his committing here and Polito into those shots. May have been better staying up on his feet and attempting a little more guard passing, but happy to scrap it out inside. Like I say, a dangerous guard. Needs to keep square with these hips for anybody watching at home. The knee-hip alignment here is important, and you can see Polito still squaring up as Sheehan on bottom starts to adjust.
Sheehan here, he seems to be trying to catch arms here, trying to present to get the hips up high and swing for the arm bar again here.
Polito's
he's not really advancing in this position, Polito. He seems happy to sit here at the moment.
Yeah, well, he needs to be careful. I think he's got a warning sign there from Sheehan on bottom. And needs to be careful when he throws his strikes. He doesn't give up those wrist control and into these attempts, but able to.
Nice legging. Sheehan tries to scramble to get up, gets caught in the body with a kick, and Polito dives on the neck.
It's a superb exchange. I think he timed it just right to get on the body. Just as Sheehan overcommitted with the stand-up, and he has the back here, tight position. He's not going to get the choke from this position, needs to readjust, but...
Excellent work by Polito. He really, Sheehan tried to scramble, he timed it, got the kick. There's a bit of blood under the right eye of Sheehan as well now. And Polito trying to push the pace, and again, them elbows on the inside by Sheehan.
Elbow over the top there.
Stepping in elbow, Polito dives underneath it, gets a big double and gets the takedown.
Yeah, blood from the right eye, I think, of Dylan Sheehan here, and Polito obviously catching on the way up. I'm not sure that wasn't the knee that caught him on, whether he was knee or shin. Was it to the belly, that kick? We don't have the benefit of replay at the moment.
Unfortunately, we don't have benefit of replay there. To me, it looked like it landed it flush in the torso, so it looked clean.
And perhaps the cut over the eye is from another strike, but yeah, some nice work so far from Polito, and he's showing himself to be a dangerous opponent here. And as the grips get slippier, the blood keeps coming from the eye of Sheehan. Those submission attempts will, of course, become less dangerous. So Sheehan needs to work here now.
Just Polito stuffing Sheehan's head up against the cage, landing some good elbows coming in and some good right hands as well.
Staying busy here now and slicing that elbow over the top there.
A grueling opening first round here for both fighters. Just be careful in the Samson corner there, the towel a little bit in. The referee had a look, maybe thought the towel was getting thrown in.
Yeah, I see that too. Big shots.
Big right hands coming down by Polito here, really putting some damage in on Sheehan.
It's not quite going to be the finish, but the referee took a strong look there, 3 or 4 getting through.
Your clapper here, will Polito try to posture up and maybe just leave an exclamation on the round, but big round by the Fantom man. Gum shield.
Yeah, keen to get this fight moving again and get it working in his favor.
Sheehan needs to be on his bike and be a little faster on his feet than he was in the opening round. Politylo waves him in. Clash of heads there just as Politylo was changing levels.
And this is where Politylo wants it, and we are down to the mat again.
Excellent takedown.
Yeah, and he'll be looking to try and do exactly what he did the last round. And
just turned the corner, light grip on the double, turned the corner, got him to dump it down, get it on the mat. So let's see, will Sheehan be as aggressive off his back here as he was in the opening round?
Certainly busier in that close guard there. Looked to land some elbows as he was on his back, which can make the difference. And he's got position here. Politylo rushed his guard pass, perhaps a little overconfidence by Politylo, but he's done well to scramble.
He's done well to get it back. He made the error, but he adjusted
right up on the single leg and came up again. But just early warnings, and perhaps Politylo, because he's had it all his own way so much, that he felt maybe he could just pass easy. But Sheehan showing him that there's still fight left in him here. It's a long way to go too.
And you got to think now, Politylo, he was trying to advance his position earlier in the fight, but he seems happy here to sit here, land some shots on top, and if the opportunity to pass or move forward, advance in his position presents itself, he'll take it just as he's trying to now maybe. But these shots, and again, Sheehan is carrying Politylo for the majority of this fight and taking punishment on the bottom.
Yeah, this is the sort of passing I prefer to see Politylo do if I was in his corner, but as Sheehan goes for another arm lock, but I prefer to see him get hips in, try and walk him forward, almost try and put Sheehan's head directly against the fence, and rather than trying this kind of head down into the close guard pass. But
Sheehan, he needs something here. He needs to change it. He's losing the fight at this point, but what does he need to do? How does he get up? Does he abandon the submission attempts and try to get it back on the feet? Or
yeah, well, look at right now, we've another triangle attempt. As I said, these are getting harder and harder, but he's got to be hoping that one of these comes off. But he's making no attempt now to wall walk and come up. He's really happy to play on his back here, and he's happy to be the guy on the bottom here, being dangerous with this. But you'd have to say fairly dangerous submission attempts, keeping Politylo on his toes.
And again, Politylo happily to sit here, chip away. He's winning the round. He's in a dominant position. You can see he's just trying to step a Sheehan. A beautiful sweep.
The exact same reversal as Sheehan sits in now for submission, but Politylo was wide to it and just pops over that guard of Sheehan's, and this is the best position he's had of the fight now. And
Sheehan should really let go of that neck. Really, he leaves himself open for the possible Von Flue.
I think his head is just going to be up on the cage to prevent the Von Flue, but you are correct that his position right now isn't great to be holding this neck. The only thing I'll say is that Politylo doesn't have a lot of room, but now he's let it go, and we have some shots in over the top.
And you can see Sheehan just has the knee in, trying to maybe create space, trying to push off the knee shield there, but Politylo, good work, good heavy work, stands above Sheehan and is going to rain down some thunder.
Now this is where I think he would be better off staying almost here, but now he gets this leg drag position, which is a difficult position for Sheehan on bottom to defend. He can pass here, or he can just stay here actually and just gonna start to rain down some blows. But Sheehan is showing his experience here. He's being really calm, and taking his time.
Here's a scramble. Can Sheehan get up and get away from it? He needs to create space again. You got to give it to Politylo. He's not giving him any room. There was a little opening there for Sheehan to maybe get away, but Politylo was all over him and not letting him out.
Yeah, he's like a rash here on Dylan Sheehan, and has his hand outside the rope here. Referee Thomas Bronders checking that and saying, no thanks. Let's get that arm back in, and we're back to where we were. Inside that close guard of Dylan Sheehan, but Sheehan now starting to get a couple of shots in.
This has to be frustrating for Sheehan as well, Barry. He's got a couple of points where he's gone for the submission, he's separated, he's got some separation, but yet again, he finds himself on his back. That's got to be frustration at its most. He's expending energy, and he's not getting anywhere with it.
Yeah, it's difficult, and I think, you know, when the first round went the way that it was, when he got taken down at the beginning of the second, the sense of frustration of not again, perhaps maybe he might have come in. But he's landing well off his back here, and these shots do score, you know, if he's doing some damage off the bottom. You know, and if he's the busier fighter, the judges can look at that, but ultimately this has been Politylo's round two. And some nice see there's a physique difference, as we said before, as the corners are taking their time getting the way out, and it is certainly Sheehan who needs the greater rest here.
But don't sleep on Dylan Sheehan's power here. The opportunity is constantly there.
No, and he's a bit of a wounded tiger, as we say, just going into the third now.
Round.
Touch of gloves, and we're on the way for your third round. Sheehan really needs to finish here, and he slips right in the middle of the ring.
And you'd have to say that based on the evidence of the first 2 rounds, this may be the story of the third as well. Oh, GSB style axe kick. Nice variation, lands on the belly. Can't have hurt too much, but
it allowed him to get into the position we're now currently in. So
yeah, nice variation, nice to see.
And Sheehan, he really needs either the home run submission or to try and get some space separation and try to explode to get a stand-up. But it's a lot easier saying it sitting up here than it is being Dylan Sheehan on the bottom in there after 2 hard-fought rounds.
Yeah, and it's a difficult life when you're on the bottom here. Like you said, having not so much, there hasn't been many hard strikes landed by Politylo aside from obviously one in the first, but this smothering kind of pressure and this frustration as well that starts to get in when you can't get your game going. It's really difficult to deal with, and you can see him still trying to make angles, still staying busy, but again, you know, the hope has to be kind of fading for Sheehan at this stage that in the remaining sort of 4 minutes of this fight that he can secure something to take home the win.
So here we are, Politylo, he's 2 rounds up. He's in a position. You as a coach, you telling your fighter, calm down, stay where you're winning the fight, or are you saying, let's go for the finish?
You got to tell him to calm down. I think we've seen earlier in the fight that it's oh, and a nice big pickup off the attempted guillotine from Sheehan. Wrapped the head up, and with a stocky wrestler style fighter like Politylo is, you don't really want to do that. And it's yeah, I think you know, you got to say, look, be patient, be calm. Let's not look at the highlight reel. You know, you don't want to grasp defeat from the jaws of victory, and you know, keep doing what you're doing. 2 rounds to the good. There can't be any doubt really on the judges' cards. You know, stay tight, stay close, and you're going to pick up this win, and keep your energy and work rate really high, I think, because Sheehan is still dangerous.
And that's one thing as well you can say about Politylo. He has kept a heavy pace in this fight. His output with takedowns and transitions and this type of position, but yet he doesn't look like he's blown hard at all. He's high speed and almost Cain Velasquez in the way that he's keeping this high tempo of assault with constant takedowns and threats. He's not tiring.
Yeah, he's keeping a good pace, and as I said, the sort of physique differences are starting to show as well. I think you know, it's we did allude to it at the start of the fight where he looks to have a physical advantage, a strength advantage over Sheehan based upon his the physiques of the 2 men, and he's been the one carrying the weight the whole time. So he hasn't had an opportunity really to fatigue Politylo in any way, and Politylo needs to be careful here because, like I said, this is a dangerous guard. He's getting this up against the fence here now, and where Sheehan can make those angles. So, you know, there's still an opportunity here for Sheehan to pull it out. But
we've seen it in the earlier rounds, Barry, where Sheehan's threatened, and you know, it's not over till it's over. And that's what one thing he'll say here about Politylo. He is watching he's crossing the T's and dotting the I's here. He's making sure the work he's doing on top is correct and not allowing Sheehan that opportunity. Yeah,
he's nothing fancy. He's almost invited the close guard of Sheehan the odd time just to try and come in here and pound. And when Sheehan has spun his legs up, which he did, and that was kind of one of the heaviest shots we've seen Politylo land, and now he looks for a more dominant position. But again, good guard by Sheehan. He's recovered and he's regained. And, you know, Politylo there has almost allowed the full guard to go back on.
But you can see again, Sheehan there, that we're talking about the frustration. He waited for his moment to try and explode, and as soon as he done that, Politylo landed probably the heaviest shot of the fight. So
yeah,
he's in a position where he's
got to be careful, and he's got to make sure that he doesn't take a lot of damage. And
big shots again by Politylo. Sheehan just missed with the up kick.
Yeah, it's been
spins into the axe kick.
2 nice shots that time.
Followed up with a beautiful right hand.
Yeah, one I think caught him more in the chest than on the jaw, but the second one was definitely through and onto the chin of Dylan Sheehan. Needs something special now, and it's been a real grappler's performance from Pawel Politylo, and he's done some nice work, done the simple things, I'd say, very, very well. We spoke about the double leg, the slam from earlier. A nice simple thing, exactly what you want from a guy like him. A nice elbow off the top there, more on the forearm perhaps, but this is the 10-second buzzer, and Dylan Sheehan isn't going to take home the win from Dublin, but
Dylan Sheehan, you got to give it to him. He stayed in there, Barry. He's tried, but at every move, Politylo's had an answer.
Gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge 1 scored this bout 30-27, Judge 2 scored it 30-27, and Judge number 3 scored it 30-26. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Pawel!